All right, Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rahakwadash, double honors to the apostles, the elders, the bishops at Great Millstone for teaching me this truth. It's your brother Rabbi Knapp coming out with a lesson, Lord's will is edifying. Now, I met this young brother yesterday that came up to the camp, and, we were talking about, a couple of things, and I just wanted to do a lesson on it, because why not? This is why we do this, man. All right, we gotta edify each other. We gotta teach each other, because we all trying to get on those ships, man. Okay, so I came into this truth a little later in my life, so I've been through a lot. So this word kind of it caught me at the right moment. But sometimes I think some of you younger brothers, when you get into this truth, you come in so young that there's so much to life that you don't understand, even though you got the truth, which is good. But there's still aspects of life that you haven't tackled yet. Especially coming to this Israelite thing. It's not in the order that Esau might have it. Esau might have it where you get a curriculum, you get homework, and you come back and you get graded, and then you know what you can work on. This that school system that the ISUPK system. I see why brothers go to that now, because some people need that type of structure. But we might not. The Great Millstone ain't really structured in a way where it's like a school setting. It's really based on faith. It's the spirit kind of gotta guide you to things. It's a little different, but I think it's a better way of learning the word, because you you at the end you got to rely on faith, man. And what you see is a lot of times your questions will be answered if you just constantly just listening to videos. A brother will just do a video that was specific to what you were thinking, and that's relying on the spirit. Okay, and we have to, and these are things that we got to rely on. Okay, but I do want to go into a couple of things, man. Yeah, no disrespect to the brother, but you know um there's a lot of our people, this is a huge stumbling block, and we don't want you to be a reprobate, man. Okay, let's look up this word reprobate. An unprincipled person. Okay, you're unprincipled, man. Okay, let's look that up. Let's look what this means, man. um Unprincipled, you don't want to be like that. Of a person or their behavior, not acting in accordance with moral principles. See, you want to be acting in accordance with what the brothers at Great Millstone have set up. You might not like the brothers, but you can tell, for example, Apostle Tahar, Apostle Gabar, these men been doing, Apostle Ramlock and the bishops, they've been doing this for a long time, man. They've seen a lot of stuff. You need to tap in. You need to see what they've seen, so you don't fall in the same pits that a lot of men have fallen into over the years. Okay. And the Lord set men up in specific, even false prophets. You can learn from them too and see what their end's going to be. Majority of them, they lead people astray. Majority of them get put to death. And the elders always talk about these things. Okay. Not a lot. It's hard to stay into this truth, and it's good that we have men that have been set up and that have endured as long as they have. You might not like them. I'm not saying you ain't. A lot of people don't like them. Okay, but at the same time, you ain't gotta like them. What are they saying according to the scriptures? That's the measuring stick here. You're trying to learn the word. Okay, you ain't gotta like them. Hey, but are they telling you about the MOTB? These other groups are telling you about, the mark of the beast is an embargo. The mark of the beast is something else. Hey, go take the jab. So they're not leading you in the right decision. That's why they got a track record of 40 years that you can look back and see. And one thing the brother brought up was 2000 and 2000. I don't know about it too much, but I guess people fell out. I heard about it, but I'll get into that in a second. Let me finish this. Reprobate, unprincipled, often used as humorous or affectionate reproach. And being a reprobate in 2025 isn't something that's it's not humorous, man. It really isn't. It's not something that you look at a brother and see him, walking in the path of destruction and think, ha ha ha, man. It's not like that, man. It's just like, but if the apostles and elders, if you bucking up against them, ain't nothing I can say to you that's going to change you, man. They're the ones who talk. I want to know about the Dark Ages, and they go into a lot of different topics. All right, that you're not going to learn from these other groups, and a lot of these other groups take what they learn and they manipulate it just so they can have more followers. Apostle Sahar should have, as high as he is in Israel, he should have way more videos. All of Israel should be watching Apostle Tahar. Everyone knows about Apostle Tahar, but there's so many different opinions about the brother, and the rest of the elders and a lot of the men, the elders that have been doing this thing, man. You might not like them, but hey, are they going off in the scriptures? Because there's a lot of other camps that are. At the end of the day, you never respect a person what he's doing while he's still here, but when he died, that's when that's when everybody come out the woodwork and I was with them since the beginning, man. And that's not the way you want to be, man. Okay, you want to be filling up your cup right now, listening to the video, see what top, check in with him. You ain't gotta. He got so many videos. He does so many videos a day, and he's got like 40 plus years in this thing, man. He's out running. He's running laps around you young brothers, even some of the older brothers in this. He's making people show. He's just like Apostle Paul, man. He worked more abundantly than a lot of people, man, and he still does that. We probably doing a video right now. Okay, it says predestined to damnation. So what's so funny about you being predestined to damnation? If you believe you in the New Testament, you're a reprobate, man. Express or feel disapproval of. Okay, condemned. So that's what it is. Let's see if I got a couple of. I want to go on the etymology of reprobate. Early 15C, rejected as worthless. So just like the scriptures say, man, you rejected as worthless. Jeremiah 6:30, reprobate silver shall men call them, because the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai have rejected them. Where did you get this name, Yahweh Shem Yahushai? Where did you get that? You got that from the Hebrew Israelites. Okay? But these New Testament, what I start to see is a lot of them, I don't know why the Lord's sending them over to me, but, hey, I'm going to say whatever the other brothers are saying, man, when it comes to the New Testament, man. You read it, I'm going to read it. And I try to read it to him, but I don't think it was really resonating with him, man. You got to make sure you got to follow. You need a teacher, man. Okay. The Lord set up men that you can learn from. Okay. I might not be him, but at least the Lord sent somebody to at least introduce you to the scriptures, man. You know what I mean? It's good to see brothers teaching this word, because somebody might walk by or look at your video and just inquire, and that's all it takes, man. There's a whole pool of water. There's a whole bunch of prophets they can tap in with. I try to lead them to Great Millstone, and then there's plenty of brothers they can learn. Great teachers coming out of that camp. Okay, so that's what we try to do. But if you're ignoring all of that, hey, man, you're a reprobate. And this is why I'm bringing up this word, because it don't make it. You've been rejected. Okay, you're unprincipled. You're condemned. That's what it is. Romans 1:28. And even as they did not like to retain the Most High in their knowledge, and the Most High gave them over to a reprobate mind. So if you don't understand that you're not in the New Testament, and after I bring out the scriptures, after multiple times, brother's gonna bring it out. You can just type in GMS New Testament, Hebrews the 8th chapter, Ezekiel the 36th chapter, GMS Jeremiah 31. They'll break it down. Someone that's been doing this way longer than me. But sometimes maybe you need to hear it from a different perspective. Maybe I might say something you never heard before. Who knows? This is why we do this work. To do those things which are not convenient. Yeah, and then you're teaching it, making more people go off. Okay, but ultimately they're reprobates too. But sometimes you might need a reprobate to get you into this thing to even. So sometimes the false prophets will be doing the Lord's work for the good of the ministry. Some of the false prophets are going to be pulling in some of the elect. So, if that's what you're gonna be, then that's what you're gonna be. I ain't got nothing against it. When I was your age, I was doing all types of shit. I wasn't to me. Hey man, you younger brothers that are in talking about this New Testament stuff, you're young. I get it, man. Just you doing better than me. I wasn't seeking the Lord like that. At least you know what an Israelite is. You're reading the scriptures. You're apt to teach, but you just need to listen though. Okay, there's more to it than just teaching, and that's that zeal. Of course, you Israel, and you ain't like you out here gangbanging. There's plenty of brothers I talk to that's your age. They're wearing damn hair bonnets on their head. They're acting weird as hell. So, but at the same time, you know, you don't want to associate yourself with those who are not right, man, because these demons are hop on you, man. All right. You gotta rebuke and exhort and edify the church. All right. 2 Timothy 3:8. Now, as Jannes and Jambres withstood Moses, so do these also resist the truth. Men of corrupt minds reprobate concerning the faith. You don't want to be reprobate, condemned to damnation concerning the faith, man. No, you want to be making sure you're standing on Yahweh Shai firmly, man. Okay. Yeah, you might have that. This is why you say it's not just knowing the name that's going to get you saved, man. That's just the beginning to get you into diligently seeking the Lord. There's so much to know. There's not even that much to know, but there is there's a understanding that you need to receive from this Bible, man, to build up your faith. There's a lot of things in this that we've never seen, but we've never seen Yahweh Shah before. We've never seen uh, the persecution that the Israelites, went through, like in ancient Babylon and 70 AD. We're reading about these things now, but you got to have faith that the Lord said all these things are going to happen, man. You need to believe it. All right. And the only way you're going to do that is if you're searching the scriptures, you're going into these words, you're going to the etymology. Lord, Apostle Tahar gave the blueprint. I want to know about this app that I'm using here. Okay. This is a key app right here. Okay. And then the Bible Hub too, even though, they go off a lot, but through the spirit, that the heathen can't be saved. He gave you the tools you need to navigate over the lies. But you can still use that as a reference because they're right about a lot of things too. But when it comes mostly to prophecy, that's where they start slipping and sliding at. But some of the dark sayings they can get into, some of the things that Yahweh Shah was getting into, some of the parables, but Revelation, they fail. They get an F over there. Okay. Titus 1:16, they profess that they know the Most High, but in works they deny him. That's you. You actually denying the Lord, and you think you're following him, and that's why you're a reprobate, being abominable and disobedient. That's exactly what y'all are, abominable and disobedient. Okay, because who knows what you're doing outside of the camera, off when the garment's off and your Bible's back in your backpack. What are you doing in the world? How are you serving the Lord with your obedience? Okay, because he said he rather obedience rather than sacrifice. So if you're not being obedient off camera, hey, you're gonna be disobedient on camera. And unto every good work, reprobate. Okay, so you want to make sure you're examining yourself, man. All right. But let's jump over to the precepts I wanted to get. But there's a couple more. 2 Corinthians 13:5. Examine yourselves whether ye be in the faith. Prove your own selves. Know ye not your own selves how that Yahweh Shai Mashiach is in you, except ye be reprobates? So the Lord knows if he wants to have you in this or not. Okay. This is why you need to examine yourself. And it starts with what you believe in. And how diligently are you seeking the Lord? Now you might think, hey, can you watch my videos, and kind of check on to see if I'm doing it right. No, you ain't doing it right, man. You're a reprobate. Okay. The only way you can turn from being a reprobate is pretty much it's really up to the Lord. Okay. But when you're coming up to New Testament dudes, they go to other people's camps. They'll come 4 deep while you alone, and then try to go against you. Now this brother wasn't doing that, so he inspired me to do this video because I do think maybe he's coming up out of that madness, because there's no way you believe. I know you don't believe that. You just there's no way in hell you'd believe that, because you would just keep being with them brothers. But the fact that you ain't is because the Lord don't want you over there. Okay, the Lord don't want you around reprobates, man. And he's trying to show you. But some people in this truth, hey, they're just evil, man. The brothers got demons on them. Everybody got demons on them. And the ones who acting like they ain't got no demons on them, that's the biggest demon you ever meet in your life, man. The ones that you think ain't nothing going wrong with them, hey, they can put on a good show. The scriptures tell you that you are in chains of darkness, man. You going off, okay? Now you need to have discernment on where they're going off at. That's only the Lord will reveal these things to you, okay? But you need to seek them. 2 Corinthians 13:6. But I trust that ye shall know that we are not reprobates, and you're going to see that through our works, that we're not reprobates. We're not teaching the New Testament. And we're not only saying we don't teach the New Testament. No, we're going to go into the scriptures and show you. Okay, we're going to be bringing out precepts. We're going to be making videos. Okay, we're going to be talking about things that pertain to the scriptures, man. All right. 2 Corinthians 13:7. Now I pray to the Most High that ye do no evil, not that we should appear approved, but that ye should do. I don't know what the hell this is. Let me get this in my. What's the 2 Corinthians 13 and 7? I don't know a B plus. What the hell is that? 2 Corinthians 13. I don't know what that means, man. 2 Corinthians 13 and 7. Now I pray to the Most High that ye do no evil, not that we should appear approved, but that ye should do that which is honest, though we be as reprobates. Let me get this in the NLT. 2 Corinthians 13 and 7. Get the meat, man. We pray to the Most High. It's 2 Corinthians 13 and 7 in the NLT, that you will not do what is wrong by refusing our correction. See? So you can get more edified sometimes when you go cross-examinate, man. Get to the truth, man. Be firm in this truth. You want to be a teacher, this is what you have to do. Okay? You don't have to read the old English. Get into the NLT. Go into I like the NLT. I like the GNB and the NIV. These are some decent. Some they go off in some areas, but hey, search all of them. If you especially when you claim to be a New Testament, you should know the New Testament in every single Bible, so you know that hey, we're in the New Testament. But you don't know it. This is how we know you don't read, because if you did the cross-examination, if you did the work, you wouldn't be saying the things you're saying. I hope we won't need to demonstrate our authority when we arrive. Do the right thing before we come, even if that makes it look like we have failed to demonstrate our authority. Okay. Do the right thing, man. All right. But let's start in the book of Jeremiah 31. I didn't want to make this long. I'm just going to skip through it. I'm already at 18 minutes. All right. Jeremiah 31. And you probably should read it in the NLT, but I'm going to go back to the KJV. Okay. Jeremiah 31, a new covenant. Perfect. Okay. And compare what I'm going to say to what these New Testament brothers are saying. Okay. Jeremiah 31 and 27. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, that I will sow the house of Israel and the house of Judah with the seed of man and with the seed of beast. So the Lord's going to increase. You're going to be increasing. The house of Israel and the house of Judah and the beasts are going to be increased. Where's the beast at? Where's the seed of beasts? Where are they being increased at? I don't see you walking around with cattle and where's your animals at? Okay, let's start there. All right. You have no animals, strike one. You probably got 10 strikes. And it shall come to pass that, like as I have watched over them, to pluck up and to break down and to throw down and to destroy and to afflict, so will I watch over them to build and to plant, saith the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai. So just like we went through the curses in Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, okay, let's go there. Deuteronomy 28. This is him beating us down and plucking us up and scatter. What else he say? He said to watch over them, to pluck. He plucked us up out of Israel. He broke us down. He split the kingdom. He threw us down. He, like a ball, he sent us over here to Babylon and destroyed us by taking away our nationality and to afflict us by these heathen ruling over us. These are all the curses that are written about in Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. Okay, you can read it for yourself. But I'll read one. Deuteronomy 20:45. It says, moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee and shall pursue thee and overtake thee till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God to keep his commandments and his statutes, which he commanded thee. Okay, so there goes one, and there's plenty more. That's what he's talking about. That's him breaking us down, plucking us up, throwing down on us, destroying us, afflicting us. Okay. So will I watch over them to build and to plant, saith the Lord. So same way he destroyed us in Deuteronomy 28:15 on down, hey, he's going to bless us. Okay, this is you being in the New Testament. And it shall come to pass, Deuteronomy 28:1, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day. This is the point. All his commandments, Lakia. You're going to need the laws written inside you, not on tablets where you're reading it. No, it's going to be written in you, in your heart. That's what the new covenant is about, which I commanded thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. Are you above all nations of the earth? Or are you still paying taxes to the so-called white man? Are you still going to work every single day? Are you still not at rest? Are you in Jerusalem right now? No, you're not. Okay. Deuteronomy 28:2, and all these blessings shall come on thee and overtake thee. So blessings will overtake thee, not these curses, like we read in Deuteronomy 28:45, I believe. If thou shalt hearken to the voice of the Lord thy God. The reason why we're in this predicament, we couldn't hearken to the voice of our Lord, okay? Because we are in these chains of darkness, okay? We were programmed to go off. All of us, every single Israelite, from the top to bottom, Apostle Tar, all the way down to me, were all filthy rags. Okay, Isaiah 64 and verse 6. If you don't know the precept, as a matter of fact, let me go grab it. Because you're always gonna have a reprobate. Oh, he said something about Apostle Tar. I'm trying to make a clip or something. Listen, man, grow the hell up, man. You need to have this in your inward parts, man. Isaiah 64. Let's grab it. Verse 6. Get it. But we are all as an unclean thing, and all our righteousness are as filthy rags, and we all do fade as a leaf, and our iniquities, like the wind, have taken us away. So we need to be changed ultimately. Okay, we can't keep the law, statutes, and commandments perfectly. You're going off somewhere, some way, somehow. Okay, you can't keep the Sabbath day holy. You have no control over the food you eat, and the heathen do. Okay, you can't. It's just impossible. What we do it to the best of our ability. Deuteronomy 28:3. Blessed shall thou be in the city, and blessed shall thou be in the field. Your people as a whole are not blessed in the city, and they're not blessed in the field. Okay, they're cursed. Okay, they're the lowest paid. They're the first ones fired, and they can't barely pay their bills. Deuteronomy 28:4. Blessed shall be the fruit of thy body, and the fruit of thy ground, and the fruit of your body are your children. Your children are cursed. They got to go to school with a bunch of pedophiles teaching them the gay BCs. Okay. In the fruit of thy cattle, you have no cattle. Okay, where's your cattle? And the increase of thy kind, like it just said. He said that he was going to sow this the seed of beast, meaning when you sow something, it's going to grow, man. Okay, he's going to increase that. You don't have any beasts in the flocks of thy sheep. This is all part of the blessings. This is the new covenant. This is us never going off. This is a perpetual order. Blessed shall be thy basket and thy store, meaning your money, your resources is going to be blessed. You're not blessed because who's worshiping you? Who's coming to you saying, "Oh, look at this man here. He's so knowledgeable. Of course, the Most High is dealing with him." It's not happening. Blessed shall thou be when thou comest in, and blessed shall thou be when thou goest out. The Lord shall cause thine enemies that rise up against thee to be smitten before thy face. Your enemy rules over you. You and your people are being smitten before your face. As a matter of fact, your people are more likely to smite you before the enemy even gets to you. They shall come out against thee one way and flee before thee seven ways. Who's fleeing from you? Who's scared of you? Nobody, because you're not in the New Testament. Deuteronomy 28:8. The Lord shall command the blessing upon thee in thy storehouses. Where's your storehouse? Where are you storing all your riches that you have so abundantly that the Lord's given you now that you're in the New Testament? And in all that thou settest thine hand unto, and he shall bless thee in the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee. So if he's blessing everything that you settest thy hand to, what are you setting your hand to? Is it because you're just not doing any type of work? You should be living your best life right now, but you're not. Why? Because you're not in the New Testament. All right. Deuteronomy 28:9. The Lord shall establish thee a holy people unto himself, as he have sworn unto thee, if thou shalt keep the commandments of the Lord thy God and walk in his ways. Why isn't everybody walking in his ways? Why isn't everyone separated from the heathen? Why are they still going to his temples, going to his churches? Why are they still doing that? Shouldn't they know? Hold on, this is a false image. Hold on, this is Caesar Borgia. How come we're still telling them about these things? Why are we still warning them about idolatry if we're in the new covenant? Because we're not. Deuteronomy 28:10. And all people of the earth shall see that thou art called by the name of the Lord, and they shall be afraid of thee. Like I said, and nobody afraid of you. They don't see that you're called by the name of the Lord. They think Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is the idol. That's the false way to go. We look like madmen. Well, at least I do. I know I look like a damn madman. When you come into this truth, man, it's very traumatic, man. It's very traumatic when you really think about it. It shatters your whole worldview. Okay, it's very violent. It's a violent shock to the brain, man. Yeah, but if you truly believe, it's gonna shatter your whole worldview. This word ain't shatter your view. That's why you're reprobate. Okay, because what you're gonna see is you're gonna see through a bunch of the lies, man. In the news, they can't, you're gonna see it, and it's gonna resonate with you. It's gonna force you to do a video because it's gonna feel like, see, Lord showing you. Look at this nigga lying, man. And the more you diligently seek the Lord, hey, the more you see. Okay, whether it be about animals, whether it be about the stock market, whether it be about things that are happening all around the world, you can see how that's going to manifest itself here to Babylon. You can damn near see the path. Okay. Um, and this is you hastening the day because you can see it. So you can't blame Apostle Tahar for having that mindset. As a matter of fact, I got to run over to Jonah. Deuteronomy 28:12, the Lord shall open unto thee his good treasure, the heaven to give the rain unto thy land in his season. And this is supposed to be in Israel. Okay. Israel just caught fire. And they were saying because there's no rain and things like that. And to bless all the work of thine hand, and thou shalt lend unto many nations, and thou shalt not borrow. Why are you borrowing? Why are you in debt? You went to school, you got student loans. May 7th is around the corner, 4 days from now. Guess what? They're going to garnish your wages. Okay. That's because you were borrowing. All right. From a different nation. You ain't lending to any nation down here on the earth. So It's people, where's your bank at? Where's your resources at? Why is there still a U.S. military, Russian nuclear missiles? Why all this is supposed to be done away with? Okay. Deuteronomy 28:13. And the Lord shall make thee the head and not the tail. You're still a tail. Okay. You still got to ask to go. You got to get a mass ID if you want to travel. Not a mass ID, whatever the hell he got. Some type of ID he's passing. I think it's called not the mass ID. There's a new ID. I forgot the name of it. Okay. So that's you being the tail. You're not. Hey, listen, everyone in this country, you ain't giving any orders. You're the tail, and thou shalt be above only. Okay, and you're not above only. You're below only, and thou shalt not be beneath, but you're beneath. And if that thou hearken unto the commandments of the Lord thy God, which I command thee this day to observe and to do them, but we can't keep them. It's not that we don't do it. We just can't, man. Okay, like I said, the Sabbath day is a good example. You keeping the sword with a paddle, that's a good example. Um, there's plenty of others, man. Okay, not sleeping with your woman when she's on, not being around your woman when she's on her period. You know, things like that. She's defiling your house. Your food's defiled still. So where you blessed at? The only way you're blessed is if you got the true understanding of the Bible, man. That's the only way it is a form of you being blessed. The Lord dealing with you is that. That's it. That's the only sign. And then you teaching others and showing through your faith good works to provoke others to good works. That's the only thing that's good. That's blessed if you're doing that, and you're not if you believe in the New Testament. And thou shalt not go aside from any of the words which I command thee this day. You can't go aside from any of the words. The 613 commandments. How can you do that unless this law was written inside you? You were programmed to just be like this. All right? You can't. To the right hand or to the left, to go after other gods to serve them. And ultimately, that's what you're doing. You're serving another God. This New Testament God is Satan. Okay? Okay, you believe in Esau, Edom. He teaches that shit. That's a doctrine he created. He probably made the New Testament Israelites. He probably paid them to do it, and you ain't even getting paid to do it. You actually believe the lie. You ain't even getting paid. So you're worse than a false prophet. It's like a hoe who ain't got no money, who ain't getting no money. It's like you just fucking for free, man. Okay. I don't know if that's a good analogy or not, but that's the one that popped in my head. Let me go to where am I? Oh no, let's go back. I just want to go back and about Apostle Tahar when he supposedly said 2000 or 2012 was going to be the end. People still stumbling over that, man. That's how you know it's spiritual. Okay, a lot of reprobates fell out because of that, and you weren't even there at that time. You tripping and slipping and sliding over that, man. This is why you need to read. This is why you need to see for yourself, man. Stop listening. There's a lot of reprobates in Israel. This is a predestination thing, man. It's not anything other than that. This is the book of Jonah, chapter 3:1. Why does this keep doing this? In the word of I don't know what this is, man. Let me get this over here, man. I don't know. That app sucks. Okay, I'm on Jeremiah 31:28. Let's go back to Jonah. All right, I didn't want to make this long, but I got to make a couple points. Jonah 3:1. And the word of the Lord came unto Jonah the second time, saying, Arise, go unto Nineveh, that great city, and preach unto it the preaching that I bid thee. So Jonah arose and went unto Nineveh according to the word of the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Now Nineveh was an exceeding great city of 3 days' journey. Okay. And Jonah began to enter into the city a day's journey. And he cried and said, Yet 40 days and Nineveh shall be overthrown. So he was hastening the day. Okay. So he thought, you know what? 40 days, he's going to prophesy. He's happy about this, man. He's like, yo, Nineveh's gonna be destroyed finally. These wicked ass, that's what prophets do. Okay. Prophets wanted to destroy he wanted to destroy that kingdom, man. He wanted prophecy to be fulfilled. He was hastening the day. Jonah wasn't going off by feeling like that. That's how you're supposed to feel. Okay. It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 18, and verse 22. When a prophet speaketh in the name of the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, if the thing follow not, nor come to pass, that is the thing which the Lord have not spoken. So, yeah, he said in 2020 or 2012, wherever he said, and it didn't come to pass. Okay, just like Jonah, he said 40 days, Nineveh's not going to come to pass. He got a whole book in the Bible. You think the Lord wanted him to, oh, no, I'm going to put a false prophet. I'm going to put a whole book full of false prophet in the Bible to make people go off because I just hate him so much. No, okay? But the prophet have spoken it presumptuously. Thou shalt not be afraid of him. Let's look at this word presumptuously. Okay? Why is he saying thou shalt not be afraid of him? This is what you need to be asking yourself. Insolence, presumptuousness, arrogance, okay, pride. All right. You see, pride, swelling, haughtiness. And Babylon's the most haughty. So you speaking in your pride, man. You know, you think you know when the Lord, no one knows the day. All right. But what do I want to get? Oh, I want to get this in the NLT. Deuteronomy 18 and 22 in the NLT. If the prophet speaks in the Lord's name, but his prediction does not happen or come true, you will know that the Lord did not give that message. The prophet has spoken without my authority and need not be feared. Man, that's not. So basically what it's saying is, because Jonah, same thing. He was a prophet. He was sent by Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Okay. But it didn't happen in the time that he wanted it to happen. Nineveh wasn't destroyed while Jonah was yet alive. Okay. We know that he died before. As a matter of fact, they repented. So he was heated about that. And that's the whole irony of it all. Okay. How did Nineveh fall? Nineveh, the capital of Neo-Assyrian Empire, fell in 612 due to a combined attack by the Medes, Babylonians, and other allied forces. So this was after the fact. He prophesied to them. And it didn't happen during his time. And hey, the elders did the same thing the prophets of old did. Okay, but you got to read the scriptures. So he's not to be feared, man. Okay. And you scriptures tell you to hasten the day, man. Let me see if I can grab that. Hasten the day. KJV. And Peter 3 and 12. Okay, and this is Peter. Looking for and hastening unto the coming of the day of the Most High, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. So that's the spirit you want to be in, man. Hasting. Let's grab this word. That's all he was doing. Things were probably lining up. The Lord wanted him to say that so he can get rid of all the reprobates that were around him. And you can clearly see that the Lord was doing him a favor by making him say that. And sometimes that's what he'll do. Hasting, to hurry or rush. Simple as that. Why wouldn't he want to be saved out of this place? Is a lot of y'all ain't going through nothing. That's why you can't relate. Okay, that's what's wrong with y'all. Jeremiah 31. Am I going too long? Let me see. 40. 31. I'm gonna keep going. And 29, in those days they shall say no more, the fathers have eaten a sour grape, and the children's teeth are set on edge. But everyone shall die for his own iniquity. Every man that eateth the sour grape, his teeth shall be set on edge. So when you go into that, that's going into Ezekiel, the 18th chapter. Okay, Ezekiel 18. Ezekiel 18:1, and the word of the Lord came unto me again, saying, what mean ye that ye use this proverb concerning the land of Israel, saying the fathers have eaten sour grapes and the children's teeth are set on edge? Okay. As I live, saith the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, ye shall not have occasion anymore to use this proverb in Israel. Behold, all souls are mine, as the soul of the Father, so also the soul of the Son is mine. The soul that sinneth, it shall die. Okay. But if a man be just and do that which is lawful and right, and have not eaten upon the mountains, neither have lifted up his eyes to the idols of the house of Israel, neither have defiled his neighbor's wife, neither have come near to a menstruous woman, and have not oppressed any, but have restored to the debtor his pledge, have spoiled none by violence, have given his bread to the hungry, and have covered the naked with a garment. He have not given forth upon usury, neither have taken any increase, have withdrawn his hand from iniquity, have executed true judgment between man and man, have walked in my statutes, and have kept my judgments to deal truly. He is just. He shall surely live, saith the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Okay? So that's the proverb that's never going to be used against Israel when you're in the New Testament. Well, right now, actually, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. So that applies to now. Okay, you're not going to be, you're going to be punished for the iniquity you committed. Okay, Jeremiah 31:32. That proverb is going to be disannulled. Oh, we're paying for the sins that our forefathers did, just like in the wilderness. Nope. Now you're paying for the sins that you commit. This is why we provoke you to keep the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of your ability. Jeremiah 31:32, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt, which my covenant they break, although I was a husband unto them, saith the Lord. So just the same covenant that he made with our forefathers, you broke that. Okay. And it came to the point where the Lord was he split up the kingdom, northern and southern kingdom, and scattered us between all nations. Okay, for breaking his covenant, and he took away the temple. Okay, Jeremiah 31:33. But this shall be the covenant that I'll make with the house of Israel after those days, saith the Lord. I will put my law in their inward parts and write in their hearts, and will be their God, and they shall be my people. And they shall teach no more every man of his neighbor. So why are you still teaching? Okay. If these laws are still in your inward parts, you'd be obeying what's being said here in the New Testament. But you're still teaching. Every man is neighbor and every man is brother, but you're teaching your brother. If you coming on the highways and hedges, it's so you can teach your brother. Saying no to Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. And you want to have to do this because we would all be in the New Testament, not just a few scattered people. Okay. For they shall all know me. Yeah, everyone doesn't know Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. That's why we're still putting videos up and teaching the word on the highways and hedges. From the least of them unto the greatest of them. Yeah, so the least of them in Israel to the greatest of them in Israel. Okay, they're going to know the name of the Lord, but they don't because they're not in the New Testament. Saith the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua, for I will forgive their iniquity and I will remember their sin no more. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, which giveth the sun for a light by day, and the ordinances of the moon and of the stars for a light by night, which divideth the sea when the waves thereof roar. The Lord of hosts is his name. Yeah, just like the sun And you see the light by day and the ordinance of the moon and stars for light by night. When you still see all of these things. If those ordinances depart from before me, yeah, if the sun for a light by day is, I'm doing a video 9, 10 in the morning. All right. The sun's out. All right. In the ordinance of the moon at night, you're going to see the moon, you're going to see the stars, you're going to see the light by night. He's saying, if that departs from him, that depart from before me, saith the Lord Yahweh, then the seed of Israel also shall cease from being a nation before me forever. So if they can remove that, this is him stamping that this still applies, man. That this still only applies to the nation of Israel. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, if heaven above can be measured, and the foundations of the earth searched out beneath, I will also cast off all the seed of Israel for all that they have done, saith the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. So yeah, can you measure all of heaven? Okay, no, it's unmeasurable. Okay, can you measure the deep? Esau can't do it. Okay, he's still finding new things in Mexico, and that's above ground. He hasn't even searched. He's still finding temples. This is 2025. You got all these drones and GPS satellites. You just finding this stuff, showing you he's incapable of doing it. It's impossible. Jeremiah 31 and 38. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, that the city shall be built to the Lord from the tower of Hananel unto the gate of the corner. Let's read that. Let's see where Hananel is. Okay. This is part of the new covenant. What does this mean? God has favored the name of a tower in Jerusalem. Is this built? And why aren't you there since you're in the new covenant? Makes no sense, man. Well, it makes plenty of sense that the only way you don't know this is because of this Jeremiah 6 and 30. Jeremiah 31 and 39. And the measuring line shall yet go forth over against it upon the hill Gareb, and shall compass about to go off. So where is Gareb? Let's look up Gareb. Scabby, one of the heroes of David's army, a hill near Jerusalem, apparently southwest. So another hill in Jerusalem. Okay. And where's the Berit go with? Go off. A place near Jerusalem, site unknown, all in Jerusalem. Why aren't you there? Why are you still in Babylon? When was Babylon destroyed? Okay. Jeremiah 31 and 40. In the whole valley of the dead bodies and of the ashes and all the fields unto the brook of Kidron, unto the corner of the horse gate toward the east, shall be holy unto the Lord. It shall not be plucked up nor thrown down anymore forever. Well, this is talking about areas in Israel. You're saying it's not going to be plucked up or thrown down. Look at Palestine, man. It's destroyed. Kidron, a stream east of Jerusalem. Okay? This is all being destroyed. The heathen still occupy your land. So you're not in the new covenant, man. Okay? And that's just Jeremiah 31. I didn't want to make this too long. But you can go to Ezekiel, the 36th chapter. I'm just going to go there. Okay. Ezekiel 36. And 22. Okay, Israel to be renewed for his name's sake. Therefore say unto the house of Israel, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, I do not this for your sakes, O house of Israel, but for my holy name's sake, which ye have profaned among the heathen, whither ye went. And I will sanctify my great name, which was profaned among the heathen, which ye have profaned in the midst of them. And the heathen shall know that I am the Lord, saith the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, when I shall be sanctified in you before their eyes. So he's going to be he's going to be sanctified in you. But you didn't do it. He's doing this for his name's sake. It had nothing to do with you. It's something he is doing to show the world that he's Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. He brought you low, and he's gonna confound the world with you, all for his name's sake. For I will take you from among the heathen, you're still among the heathen, and gather you out of all countries, you're still, will still gather, I was still in all countries, and will bring you into your own land. We're not in Israel. This is not Israel. This is Babylon. Then will I sprinkle clean water upon you. Yeah, then he's going to sprinkle clean water upon you. And ye shall be clean from all your filthiness, meaning you're still filthy right now. You weren't given the sprinkled clean water, and from all your idols. Okay, so you worship an idol right now. Will I cleanse you? And just like Jesus Christ is still here, there's still people, Israelites, worshiping him. A new heart also will I give you, which is a mind, and a new spirit will I put within you. Okay, you're not in a new spirit, even though you're a new man by renewing your mind, but you're still fighting the old man. The old man's perishing day by day, but you're being renewed in the spirit, man. This is a daily process. And I will take away the stony heart out of your flesh and will give you a heart of flesh. Yeah, so the stony heart is a unmovable, unchanging heart, but the heart of flesh is something, it can be changed. You can put your law, statutes, and commandments inside. Okay, let's get that in the NLT. Ezekiel 36 and verse 26 in the NLT. And I will give you a new heart, and I will put a new spirit in you. I will take out your stony, stubborn heart and give you a tender, responsive heart. Okay, so that's what we want. We want to be responding to the commandments, okay, to the change. You can't do that with this stony heart. Okay, with this stubborn, rebellious heart that the Lord literally gave us. Okay, Ezekiel 36 and 27, and I will put my spirit within you and cause you to walk in my statutes, and ye shall keep my judgments and do them. Okay, the judgments are going into his laws, statutes, and commandments. You're going to be doing them. Okay, because he's going to put his spirit within you. Do you have the spirit of the Most High within you? Or do you have any type of spiritual capability? Okay. Can you walk on water like Yahweh Shai? Can you turn water into wine like Yahweh Shai? No. Can you heal the blind and you can't do any of these things? Okay. Yahweh Shai could, because he was given the spirit. All right. Now you do have the Holy Spirit, but what I'm saying is there's more to it, man. There's a full increase of that spirit. Ezekiel 36 and 28, and ye shall dwell in the land that I gave to your fathers. What fathers? Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And ye shall be my people, and I will be your God. I will also save you from all your uncleannesses, uncleanness. And I will call for the corn and will increase it, and lay no famine upon you. Hey, and guess what? That's the spirit, because a famine's coming. We're starting to see these different, these different tariffs, the port having less volume of cargo coming to this. So if you're in the New Testament, there should no more reproach of famine among the heathen. And lay no famine upon you. Well, the famine's coming. So if you're in the New Testament, you're not ready for any of this. And I will multiply the fruit of the tree and the increase of the field, that ye shall receive no more reproach of famine among the heathen. Where's the fruit on the trees at? Where's your fruit at? I don't know where that is. Ezekiel 36 and 31. Then shall you remember your own evil ways and your doings that were not good, and shall loathe yourselves in your own sight for your iniquities and for your abominations. Yeah, so when has that happened? Yeah, we repented, but we're still in the same state, man. But now we're fighting. Before you weren't fighting, but now that you came into the knowledge, now you're starting to fight. Okay. Ezekiel 36 and 32. Not for your sakes do I this, saith the Lord Yahweh. Be it known unto you. Be ashamed and confounded for your own ways, O house of Israel. This is the state you should be in. Okay. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, in the day that I shall have cleansed you from all your iniquities, I will also cause you to dwell in the cities, and the waste shall be builded. Talking about Jerusalem. And the desolate land shall be tilled, whereas it lay desolate in the sight of all that passed by. And you can see that now. And they shall say, this land that was desolate is become like the Garden of Eden. No one's looking at Jerusalem like it's the Garden of Eden. It's war torn, and Donald Duck is trying to build a Trump Tower in Palestine. Come on, man. And the waste and desolate and ruined cities are become fenced and are inhabited. Yeah, not with the heathen, not with Esau. Then the heathen that are left round about you shall know that I, the Lord, build the ruined places. Not Donald Duck putting his Trump Tower up is him building the ruined places. And plant that would that was desolate. I, the Lord, have spoken it, and I will do it. And he hasn't done any of this yet. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, I will yet for this be inquired of by the house of Israel to do it for them. I will increase them with men like a flock. Okay. As the holy flock, as the flock of Jerusalem in her solemn feast, so shall the waste cities be filled with flocks of men, and they shall know that I am the Lord. So none of this has happened yet. All right. So we're still in the state of being destroyed, man, still being ruled, still suffering the curses in Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. All right, I'm going to speed through this, but you should read the whole thing. But I'm going to get to the point. Hebrews 8 and 7. For if that first covenant had been faultless, then should no place have been sought for the second. For finding fault with them, he saith, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. So this excludes any other nation outside of the nation of Israel. Okay, just because you got a garment on, some of y'all teach that other people can be saved under this new covenant. Okay, and this is so there's different, even within the new covenant understanding, you're still going off on your own doctrine. It doesn't even make sense. Okay, you're going off on what you believe in. Hebrews 8 and 9, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day when I took them by the hand to lead them out of the land of Egypt, because they continued not in my covenant, and I regarded them not, saith the Lord. So we didn't continue in that last covenant. Okay, but we're going to continue in this new covenant, because the last covenant, the law, statutes, and commandments were written on stone. But the new covenant, these law, statutes, and commandments are going to be put inside of you, so you can't go off. Hebrews 8 and 10. For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith the Lord. I will put my laws into their mind and write them in their hearts, and I will be to them a God, and they shall be to me a people. And they shall not teach every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, know the Lord, for all shall know me, from the least to the greatest. For I will be merciful to their unrighteousness, and their sins and their iniquities will I remember no more. In that he saith, a new covenant he had made the first old. Now that which decayeth and waxeth old is ready to vanish away. So the point of the saying is we're in a grace period. Okay, we're in between the old and the new covenant. So we need to examine ourselves, man, and just stay enduring to the end, just like the scriptures tell you. But if we were here, then there's one more precept actually I want to get. Matthew 26 in verse 29, it says, but I say unto you, I will not drink. Actually, let's start up here. Matthew 26 and 26. And as they were eating, Yahushua took bread and blessed it and brake it and gave it to the disciples and said, take, eat. This is my body. And he took the cup and gave thanks and gave it to them, saying, drink ye all of it. For this is my blood of the New Testament, which is shed for many for the remission of sins. Sin is the transgression of the law, according to 1 John 3 and 4. When you look at this word testament, it goes into a covenant, okay? So it's talking about the new covenant, all right? It's not talking about the New Testament, okay? It's a covenant, all right? That's all it's saying here. Matthew 26 and 29. But I say unto you, I will not. Now let's start 28. Matthew 26 and 28. For this is my blood of the New Testament or New Covenant, which is shed for many for the remissions of sin. So he died. The Lord died. But this is not, I mean, this is symbolic of him shedding his blood on the cross, the Lord's Supper. But I say unto you, I will not drink henceforth of this fruit of the vine until that day when I drink it new with you in my Father's kingdom. So when did you do that? When did Yahweh Shai do that with you? Okay. Well, this is basically what you're saying. You already drank wine with Yahweh Shai in the kingdom, and where's Yahweh Shai at? Since you know all these things, you don't. It's because you didn't do this, and it's because you're not in the New Testament, and it's because ultimately you're just a reprobate. But I'm gonna end it right there. Lord's will, that was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Recha, Kodash. Shalom.